It was at the 2020 Auto Expo that we first saw a glimpse of what the new generation Force Gurkha would look like. It looked better, was supposed to be better equipped, and retain its mythical, otherworldly off-road capabilities. Views like these take your breath away. I mean, the setting is so beautiful, so gorgeous, that you need a car that matches the vibe and the terrain. And of course, the drive to this scenic place wasn't very easy. It was difficult, but not today. Because we have the all-new Force Gurkha with us. We are going to drive the car and see what has changed in terms of appeal, in terms of specifications, in terms of features, and we are really excited to drive this car and see what all it has to offer. Let us quickly take you through the design of the new Gurkha and the features it offers. The Gurkha continues to get a boxy, upright stance like before. The overall look doesn't stray far away from what we saw at last year's Auto Expo. The new Gurkha gets a clamshell bonnet, circular LED headlights with integrated daytime running lights, a new single strat grille up front with the bold Gurkha lettering, and the bumper is new too. You also get to see a lot of plastic cladding on the sides, squared wheel arches, chunky tires, and the spare wheel mounted on the tailgate. The overall silhouette is very geometric, and the Gurkha comes across as a focused, purposeful off-road and lifestyle-oriented vehicle. Needless to say, the exterior fit and finish do see marked improvement. The snorkel on the Gurkha comes as standard, and the water wading depth is about 700 mm. The ground clearance is about 205 mm. The new model is now 22 mm wider and 20 mm taller than the old model. The length of the SUV increases by 124 mm, though that has to do more with increasing the overhang up front to meet new safety norms. The new Gurkha also gets a new ladder frame chassis with increased torsional rigidity and a new body shell, both of which Force Motors say meets the latest safety regulations. On the inside, the new Gurkha gets an all-black cabin along with bigger aircon vents with glossy black bezels, a manual air conditioner, a 3-spoke steering wheel, power windows, ABS, dual front airbags, and forward-facing rear seats. The look and feel of the cabin is still Spartan. The cabin of the new Gurkha is seemingly a much better place to be in than the previous generation model. Of course, the plastics that you see here, they are not yet par for the course when you compare these to modern cars, but in terms of creature comforts, you do get a aftermarket 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system that gets Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Apart from that, there's this small display here that's the tire pressure monitoring system. It again feels like an aftermarket, an afterthought sort of a thing, because it's placed there externally and not on the display like you would actually want it to be. Apart from that, if we talk about ergonomics, I feel that the ergonomics of the car are slightly iffy. They aren't perfect because the gear shifter is here, so you have to reach out for it. Had it been here, it would have been better. You get the 4x4 gear knob here. This is the diff lock for the front axle, and this is the diff lock for the rear axle. And the steering itself, it feels good to hold. The plastics, like we told you, they are not that great. I mean, the quality, the overall fit and finish, the quality inside the cabin still leaves a lot to be desired when you compare these to modern cars. The seats are bigger, offer better support, and the rear captain seats are easier to get into and are much more comfortable than before. Rear passengers also get an armrest. The cabin is quite airy with big glass surfaces, offering a good view of what's happening outside. Under that bonnet, the Gurkha gets the same Mercedes-sourced 2.6-litre diesel engine, which makes about 89 brake horsepower and 250 Newton meters of peak torque. There is a 5-speed manual gearbox as well, but no automatic, not even as an option, and no petrol motor either. Now I distinctly remember driving the old Gurkha, and it sounded rustic, it sounded raw. The new generation model, it is slightly more refined, no doubt about that, but that rustic raw charm that the Gurkha had, this one has that as well. Now I would say that this is a characteristic of the vehicle, the engine, because if you make the Gurkha too refined, then the charm is lost. But otherwise, the insulation is much better than the previous generation model, and as far as the cabin is concerned, the noise that is coming inside the cabin from outside, it's much lesser. And in terms of refinement, like I said, it's slightly better, a notch better than the Gurkha. And the good news is that the low speed ride quality is really plush thanks to the suspension, and even if you increase the speed, the Gurkha doesn't care whether there are big bumps, potholes, bumps. It just doesn't care. It just like glides over everything you throw at it. So that's a good thing. Apart from that, there is a lot of play in the steering. But then again, like recreational vehicles, SUVs like the Thar, the Gurkha, they have to have some amount of play, and that helps when you're going off-road. But somebody who's going to buy the Gurkha, or the Mahindra Thar for that matter, he or she is not really going to look at the driving dynamics of the car. It is an enjoyable car for sure, and as far as the driving dynamics are concerned, yes, there is a fair amount of body roll. So if I move the vehicle like this, there's a fair amount of body roll. So somebody who's nauseous, he or she is not going to like the ride quality of this car. But apart from that, yes, this is a definite step up from what the old Gurkha had to offer. Now the specifications of the engine may seem underwhelming, especially if you compare it to the Thar, but be rest assured that isn't the case. The highlight here is that the bottom end has lots and lots of pulling power. One can ride the wave of the torque till about 2800 rpm, which should be good enough for flying through the urban jungle, on highways and traffic too. After 3200 rpm, the engine loses steam. The 5-speed gearbox though feels like a decade old and could have been better calibrated to offer smoother shifts. The new Gurkha gets independent double wishbone suspension up front and a 5-link rigid axle units at the rear with coil springs and anti-sway bars on all 4 wheels. Locking differentials front and rear along with 4-wheel drive and low ratio are standard as well. Force Motors says that there will be a bunch of customization options to choose from as well, such as the ladder, roof rails, jerry can and the all-terrain tires that you see on a test car. We are happy to report that the new Gurkha retains its off-roading prowess. We subjected the car to some really tough terrain, steep gradients, rocky patches, and the Gurkha soaked it in with consummate ease and was almost daring us to take it up a notch further. We really wish we had more time and tougher terrain to test the Gurkha despite a novice off-road abilities. With the new Force Gurkha, the aim was to create a model, an SUV, which was far more appealing than what the older model offered. Well, did Force succeed in that? Let's see. Is it more appealing now? Yes, absolutely. More features? Yes, definitely. The Gurkha has a lot more features in terms of safety and creature comforts, so that's a definite yes again. Does it retain its legendary off-road ability? Yes, absolutely. And I think the video proves that as well. Now, the biggest question, is it still value for money and is it still practical? Well, value for money part, we'll only be able to tell you when the prices are out, which is towards the end of September. And is it practical? I think yes, in terms of practicality, the model has definitely grown and it offers a much wider appeal in terms of target audience. So yes, if you're looking for a new lifestyle vehicle, which is capable when you go off-road, which is really capable when you want scenic beauty like this, then the Force Gurkha fits the bill. And is it better than the Mahindra Thar? Well, no, wait for it. We will have the Mahindra Thar versus the Force Gurkha comparison for you really soon.